Hello everybody and welcome back to a person with really bad accents that everyone likes. My name is Edinger and today we're doing a little bit of Reddit content. Can you believe it? And today's video is sponsored by myself. If you didn't see, I released my new photographic prints in a new video I uploaded last week. To be honest, it's probably the most amount of effort I put into a video this year. I'm so thankful that so many of you guys managed to pick up a print. I actually sold out in a couple of them, so thank you guys so much. But if you haven't, check that out. Snag one today. And without further ado, today's Reddit thread is, what is a totally wrong thing that has become so widespread, it's not considered wrong anymore? All right, juicy content. What do we got? Spam email. We ignore it. It's just there, but it shouldn't be. Seriously, why have we just accepted spam email? This is one of those things that it's almost like pop-ups. That was a thing where pop-ups were a really big thing and then they kind of disappeared, thank God, because we all realized how horrible they were. But they're resurfacing. They just this time ask you, hey, can we put cookies? No! Someone please develop some type of extension for Safari where it just turns that off immediately. But yeah, in terms of spam email, sure, we still get all those like, elongate your penis for $5. And I'm like, that's pretty cheap. That's pretty cheap. I get so many of those. Sometimes when I want to have a laugh, I just go into the spam folder just to see what Gmail is actually blocking. Thank you, Big Daddy Gmail. But the ones that do get through that are more annoying than spam emails, in my opinion, are the ones from companies that you sign up to their mailing list without wanting to because you have to sign their terms and conditions. Basically, hey, I'd like to buy a hard drive from you guys. All right, sign up to our mailing list. No. All right, we'll just tell you about it next week. You get an email like, hey, did you know we have other hard drives? How many hard drives do you think a man needs? I'll take 3. No, unsubscribed, report spam. We should not be having these types of emails in 2021, my friends. Next up, we have employers expecting employees to check emails while outside of work. Why is this so widespread? If you are done work, all right, you are out of the office, you're not responsible for contacting your boss. If your boss wants to talk to you, he's going to see you when you come back in, unless you have some sort of life-saving job. You know, if you're doing some sort of like, hello, what medication did you give to Mr. Smithson? Oh, you're busy? Oh, you want time off? Obviously, that type of thing is different. But personally, I think we should implement something where if you need to contact me outside of work hours, I expect more pay, all right? If you are making me think about my job when I am supposed to be enjoying my life, not at the job, I want more money. Now, this is coming from someone who at the moment is a full-time YouTuber who answers emails 24/7 for my management and stuff like that. But it's not healthy, okay? Especially if it's someone else being your boss. I can be my own boss and I'm a dick to myself. That's fine. Your boss expecting that they can contact you any hour. Literally, same type of thing. If you are done work, you should not have to reply to any work emails, calls, or anything. That is not your job, all right? Being on call at all times. I started adding the phone calls to my timesheet as overtime. Never got a call again. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a 200 IQ move. Genius. This is literally just what I was recommending. 10 out of 10. Plastic everything packaged in more plastic. Yeah, this one hurts because I remember being a kid and they'd have all these ads showing like recycling. It works. Look at this water bottle. It's from recyclable material. But I watched an eye-opening video the other day that basically told me somewhere around 90% of all plastics aren't recyclable more than one time. Like you can say, oh yeah, we made it into a bottle, but then you can't do that again, supposedly. Just really tragic, especially if you go to some of those like big chain grocery stores and they wrap things that do not need to be wrapped. Why would you wrap an apple? Come on, like it just gets a bit, like I understand the convenience. Obviously, I'm someone that consumes things. I'm not trying to be like, guys, I never use plastics at all. Look at my desk. This is plastic, but I'm never throwing it away. He turns on my lights. Oh. Moody. What happened? Do I touch my ATEM? My bad. Well, I'm not sure if it's actually wrong, but needing a few years of experience for an entry-level job just sounds pretty wrong to me. Oh, yeah. I remember when I first graduated university, I was like, cool, I got a math degree. I can do anything. Apply to jobs in Philly. How do you expect someone just out of college to have 2 years experience working with SQL? I don't know. Do you think I just do that on the side in between studying? I guess maybe if I'd gone for more of an engineering background, but I didn't. Also, pretty sad that most of these things in this thread so far are about workers' rights. So I feel like that's just a thing that we as a society, hopefully, even if you're watching this video, recognize. We're currently facing quite a battle for workers' rights as a whole, as a community. So I just support workers' rights, please. Making terms and conditions overcomplicated and long. I don't know a way we can fix this. Like, obviously they're done that way using legalese, so that way the companies are super safe if you do something wrong and they're like, oh, actually, did you not read our terms? I do really appreciate when apps provide updates and the only thing they tell you as changes to the terms are the things that have changed. So hypothetically, if we were all good little users on the internet, we would have read the original terms and conditions, but I don't want to read terms and conditions just to use a simple website where I'm going to try and add cat ears to my face, you know? Don't use my image in Russia, please. A job making you seasonal part-time, but works at least 40 hours per week, never giving you full-time wage or insurance. Is that legal though? I don't really, is that? I really hope that's not legal. I know in my home state, I think it has to do with the 35-hour limit. Like once you work over 35 hours per week, no matter if they want to pay you part-time, you are now a full-time employee, which is positive. So I think you get benefits with that. But as you know, the opposite of workers' rights, companies' rights are always trying to make sure, like the company I worked for, I would only work 32 hours a week. So that way I don't get any holiday ever. Great. Love a good company. Harvesting as much data as possible. You have to go to some extreme lengths to prevent your personal information being sent to random strangers you've never met. Yeah, I personally feel like I come off as that crazy guy sometimes in my friend group because I'm like, oh, here's how you can go through and make sure you deny all the cookies and stuff. Because at the end of the day, I know that like Mark Zuckerberg doesn't really want to know what I'm doing, but he wants to use the information. I know that myself, my tiny little person that I am in this giant world, at the grand scheme of things, nobody really cares what I'm doing. I just really don't agree with the process of them making huge amounts of money off of my minuscule life, okay? Off of them advertising to me. Plus, God, I'm a slut for marketing, all right? I don't want you to know what I'm interested in because I don't want you to market to me because then I'll buy it, all right? Leave me alone. But that's why I'm so happy Apple recently updated iOS so that no more apps can track you outside of the apps. Thank God. Suck it, Zuck it. Big suck it to the Zuck. It zucks to Zuck. That's pretty good. Social media addiction. I remember when I was in like 8th grade and I had to do this thing for FCA and I stood up and it was like, what percentage of the class is addicted to social media? And I was that total dick. I just stood up and I was like, you guys are addicted to social media? Not me. I could never. I actually have things to do with my day. I was playing RuneScape. Like, excuse you, little Evan boy. Excuse me. And now here I am like, hello, my life, my living, my job, all on social media. It is sad how addictive it is. And I was just about to say like, I'm getting better, but we all know that's a lie. I think we all just go through these like peaks and troughs of like, oh, I can handle this and I'm not handling this at all. Does anyone else think it's weird that we all know that our clothes, electronics, and pretty much everything else we buy is made in a sweatshop or literally slave labor and everyone seems fine with that? Yeah. It's one of those gross things that just exist and we all just kind of have so many other things that are going on in our brains that we've collectively just kind of let that go and been like, oh man, really sucks that it happens, but hey, I got this dress for £10.50. Obviously, like I said, I am no angel here, but in my opinion, instead of putting the onus on the consumer for buying the stuff, this is not our fault. Why aren't we blaming the companies for allowing this? This is the company's fault. Yet again, capitalism likes to point the magnifying glass, but like, you're actually doing some wrong stuff, hey? Having to accept cookies for every website. I don't accept them, all right? I also use Safari, so I make sure they're wiped after I'm done, all right? It's good OPSEC. Having no regard for your mental health / peace of mind in the name of hustling. I'm offended. Funnily enough, having no work-life balance is flaunted. You know what? I am in this and I hate it. I hate how much my brain seems so geared towards productivity and hustling and doing everything I can. I kid you not. At one point, I want to say like 2-3 months ago, I filmed 3 videos back to back. I had editor Phoenix. He was editing them for me and I went, I'm just going to actually take a time off for the first time in 8 years. And you know what I did? I started back out my second channel. If you guys checked it out, I'm doing some vlogs over there. I like creating things. I like making things. And so anytime I get time off to like relax, I just want to make more things. And so I just think that's how I'm made. I don't really view it as hustling, and I do still like to relax by watching a couple, just videos on the bed. But yeah, we really should be focusing more on our mental health. And I'm using the royal we, like us. I think I need to give us a break. We need to give us a break. I'm not from the north. Bosses threatening your job or hours if you call in sick or use vacation time at inconvenient times. This is a US problem. Move to the UK or any other established nation. Sorry, I just had to send that message out because Reddit is very American. People don't really know that, hey, stuff like that I genuinely just accepted at face value as that's the way life is. That's because the US has absolutely no workers' rights. Genuinely. Fight for that stuff. Put people in power that are going to help you out. Unpaid internships are incredibly wrong. I'd say the way overtime is mandatory in the trades worlds. This is such a rough one. I've definitely gone back and forth between being like, I understand the point of unpaid internships, but I genuinely do not believe you should be legally allowed to employ someone for free. At the very least, personally, I think unpaid interns should be at least getting minimum wage, which of course should be raised at this point. But that's because hey, working for free shouldn't be allowed. This has changed a lot since COVID, I'm assuming, but people going to work when they're sick. Not sure what it's like in the rest of the world, but I feel like in the US, we've been conditioned to feel like it's worse to be an inconvenience by not showing up to work than going to work sick, miserable, and getting everyone sick. Correct. This is mostly a thing in the US where you don't have paid sick leave in a lot of jobs, or I would get told off when I tried to call out sick at the Pizza Hut I worked at because, working around customers and food with a sickness, that's totally okay, Evan. You better find someone else to fill in your shift in the next 10 minutes. No, that's the hiring manager's job. What's the whole point? Short-term diet culture. Oh God, is this gonna hurt me? I actually don't know what short-term diet culture is. Just taking a diet for like a week or two? Gonna consume nothing but lemonade for a week straight. I definitely know what I'm doing. Oh, those types of like fads that come up where it's like, I'm just not gonna eat this thing because some influencer told me it works. As an influencer, the only thing I can genuinely tell you that works is subscribe to my YouTube channel for fun. I make new videos every Sunday. Come on, check it out. Sorry. That doesn't actually work. Cost of higher education. I feel like so many of these I'm reading and then just doing a group sigh. I do think in the US at least, hopefully within our lifetime, we do see the cost of higher education be eradicated, at least for public schools. I really do believe that. I do just believe so many more of us are more well-read. We are able to see things on the internet and know what's true, what's not. Most of us at least. So I would hope that that would change, especially in the US. I mean, Germany's already got that fixed, so congratulations. Don't gloat about it. The sexualization of our youth on social media and algorithms that reward them to promote it. Ugh. Yeah. Using your children to become an influencer. Oh boy. I have an Instagram page where I share play ideas as an educator, but my kids' faces are never in the photos. I respect that. I don't mention their names either. So many parents with similar accounts are posting daily numerous photos and videos of their kids with thousands of followers and getting them involved to live feeds and stories. We have got a generation of kids who in 10 to 15 years' time will have their entire childhood documented online, and it will have all been done without their consent. This is one that I've not really talked about much on here, but I do get slightly uncomfortable with those YouTube channels that are just like big family channels where I just feel like it's just a bit too much personal information. Like obviously when you start watching daily vloggers, you really get wrapped up in their lives and you like feel like they're part of your routine, but they're a family with lots of different stuff going on that you don't know behind the scenes, and they're painting you this picture, but all that stuff with the kids and like, it's a really hard topic. Like this is such an interesting one. Honestly, this sounds like a good idea for a topic for a podcast at some point, but because when I have kids someday, I would love to share, what I'm doing with them, but I wouldn't share everything. I'd kind of be a bit more choosy on everything. Arguments being verbal battles meant to be won. Oh my God, yes. I know so many people that rather than just having a conversation to chat and learn about each other's way of thinking possibly, they only view it as who can win the conversation. Conversations aren't meant to be won, and not everything has to be an argument, Sometimes you gotta step back and just take a freaking breath. At the end of the day, a conversation between two people doesn't need to have a winner or a loser. As long as you're actually communicating, we're all winners, okay? Lame. Sorry. Talking on speakerphone while in a public place. Seriously, a you. Does anyone really, I don't think anyone supports this, right? Obviously, this is a very upvoted post. It's like saying, unpopular opinion, but I hate cancer. Sorry, am I just gonna say things and apologize? I'm moving to Canada. Believing lies because it supports your worldview. Oh, this comment is funny because everyone automatically assumed it's only the other side. All right, we got a couple more things here that are totally wrong, but so widespread that they are accepted. How Western nations ship their garbage to small Southeast Asian islands and call it recycling. Like 98% of Americans don't know this. Like I said, I bought in all the advertising when I was a kid, right? I grew up next to a landfill, right? I smelled like a pig. But we had a landfill. I assumed that you just put it there. I didn't know that we were shipping all of it overseas. The customer is always right. Perfect attendance being celebrated for kids. When my kid is sick, he stays home. He's healthy too. I can't imagine having a kid with a disorder that makes him prone to being more sick more often and then not getting some shitty little award for not being in school every day. Kids get sick. It's not wise to send them to school anyway so they can spread their germs. Did I ever tell you guys that I had perfect attendance throughout the entirety of high school and most of my elementary school and middle school. I can remember the exact days that I missed. One of them, I actually was sick. I was vomiting in elementary school. Another time, I had a funeral for my grandpa, and I was genuinely crying that I had to go. Not because I missed grandpa. Really messed up kid I was. I was sad because I genuinely just loved going to school. I remember the one time I actually tried to play hooky. I pretended I was sick. I was so depressed that whole day. I just kind of sat around doing nothing, and I just wanted to go back to school because I guess I'm a weirdo. So me, personally, I liked getting my little perfect attendance plaque, but I don't think anyone that doesn't get perfect attendance should be made to feel like they should have. I just think people that did get it should be like, wow, I mean, congrats, that's very strange, but you should stay home if you're sick, okay? Especially in the current climate. Using your real name on the internet. Guys, what's wrong with that? Neighbor Eggnog's dead. All right, Evan Edinger. Women's clothing not having pockets. I'm a guy and I use my pockets all the time. I would die without them. Actually, a person I know, a good friend of Bernadette, she actually made a really interesting video about that, how back in the day, women had loads of pockets, but more recently, they've just been destroyed by the capitalists in H&M and everything else. I'll link that if you want to watch that. I thought it was pretty interesting. But as a guy, yeah, I'm just very thankful. I have pockets on pockets on pockets. I bet you didn't have to be told this, but I was that kid in high school that had the cargo pants, just because I want pockets in my pockets, all right? You got pens, you got a little Pokemon card, you got a little Game Boy Advance, I got it all. These days, what do I carry? My wallet, my credit cards, my phone, little cum. I don't actually carry any gum. Another really thing that's totally wrong that for some reason is widespread and we just all accept it is the amount of people that watch my videos that don't subscribe. What are you doing, guys? Hit that subscribe button. I make new videos every single Sunday. Huge video coming in 2 or 3 weeks, all right? I'm telling you, secret project, big boy. You thought the Prince video was cool? Oh no, I'm doing more. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. Hopefully, I'll see you around on the next one. Without further ado, goodbye. I don't know if I could push back anymore. That was anticlimactic.